Good morning. How are you doing? I got some insightful stuff I want to share with you. And right now, I am waiting for my pre-workout to kick in, heading to the gym. And once it hits me, it's like boom, lights out. So I always get inspired most times before and after my workouts. But before I get started, let me know where you're watching this from. And also let me know if you could hear me and see me. So I want to make sure that the audio video is working. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see me. I got some great stuff to share, but I want to make sure all is well. I'm in my garage, heading to the gym, waiting for the pre-workout to kick in. And I find that I get my best content done before and after the gym. So I always train myself to create. But give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see me. And let me know where you're watching this from. Where you at? Age, sex, location. And one thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that we see the world from the inside out. Now, those of you that don't know, I've been studying psychology, mindset, and understanding human behavior for about 20 years now. I actually got my master's in psychology. And the more and more that I study, the more that I understand that the world is viewed from the inside out, meaning that a world of chaos or bliss starts from within, right? Your perspective is everything. And I want to get more into that in a moment. Zevlon, I appreciate you. Emily, Mary Lynn, good morning. Yes, yes, yes. Let me know where you're watching this from. I'm in my garage in New York, about to go to the gym, nice and caffeinated. So, let me know your age, sex, location. Billy, my man, 37, sex, often, location, Long Island. All right. So, what is your view on perception, right? Most people will say perception is everything. That's how we view the world, right? If you have a very negative mindset, it makes sense that you see the world through a negative lens, right? Very positive. You're looking for possibilities, opportunities. And it's so fascinating to me, studying psychology and understanding that right now on this planet, we are the apex predators. What is an apex predator? It's essentially the highest animal on the food chain. So if you go to Africa, the lion is the apex predator. In the States, in the forest, you got the wolf, right? But from all of humanity, humans are the most powerful predator. Why is that? Because we have the ability to create a global story where other humans see the same perspective. A great example of that is money, right? Animals cannot congregate and create money. They could work in very small packs, but not billions of people at a time. Religion, government, these are powerful things. However, we are storytelling beings. And the stories you're telling yourself all the time are affecting your life, right? Prior to doing this live, I create a story in my head. I'm like, I want to help and serve and press the live button, right? And it could have been a negative story saying, you know what? I'm kind of tired. I don't have anything to say. But I know that the moment I press the record button, I just flow. And whatever comes through me, I connect and I read your stuff. Like Billy says, your perspective is either your power or your prison. Exactly. And you decide how and what your perception is. So it is so powerful to understand that life happens from the inside out. Meaning that oftentimes, we're not really depressed, but the goggles of depression is painting a picture of negativity. So your feelings are nothing more than your thoughts in the moment. And the more you understand that, the more you could always change your perception, right? At the end of the year, and typically for New Year's, I go into this little bit of depression. It's weird, Christmas, New Year's, the start, I go into this funk. It happens every single year. And I journal about it. And a lot of it's more so the overwhelming feeling of a new year and I set new goals, and at the same time, I go into this odd state. And I realize that like when I'm in that depressed state, like everything I look at is very negative. My mind is thinking more of negative things. Like, man, I should be making more money in my business. I should be a lot further along than where I am. I'm spending all this time in the gym and nutrition. Why am I not losing body fat like years before? Like I'm in this mindset where I'm always looking for problems, right? So I catch myself. I'm like, all right, right now I'm in a negative mind state. And the stories I'm telling myself are very negative stories. My perception is pretty messed up. So I pause and I stop and I say, you know what? My feelings in this present moment are nothing more than my thoughts. And I start to change my thoughts. I start to change my perception. I change my story, thus changing my life. And all of a sudden, I get hit with curiosity, creativity. I see the world in possibilities. Opportunities start to pop up. Why is that, right? Nothing really changed on the outside, but internally, I went from a chaotic state to a blissful, peaceful state. And you must understand this, that a calm mind is a creative mind. And the more calm and peaceful you are, the more insightful you are. So I'm curious, like when you're in a place of overwhelm and chaos, what do you do to calm your mind? Okay? Let's just say you get an email that really pisses you off. Then one of your friends talks shit about you. You have all these negative things happening and you're overwhelmed. You're anxious. What do you do to center yourself? How do you ground yourself? What is your strategy? I'm super curious to know. Lee has a great point. Observe, not react. They say the human mind has 2,000 to 3,000 thoughts per hour. And most of those thoughts are repetitive, 90% the same shit over and over and over again. And it's so powerful just to observe your thoughts, the self-awareness. That's why meditation is powerful. Walking in nature is powerful. You're in a place where you're just observing this mind chatter, observing this storytelling machine, always telling you stories. I love my life. I am so grateful. I'm alive. I'm happy. I have a very low barrier for happiness, right? Or, damn, my life is messed up. It's chaotic. I'm not making any money. My business is not growing. I'm getting fatter. I'm getting older. And it's like, what's that? That's focus, right? Because you're focusing on all the things that are missing, all the things that are wrong. And you see more of those things. Your mind's like, sure, no problemo. You want more negative shit? I got your back. And then you go into this spiral of negative thinking. Next thing you know, you're bugging out. And most people, to calm themselves, they self-medicate. I was guilty of this myself. You know what? I'll have a few beers and I'll calm down. You know what? I'll smoke a little bit of weed. My mind will be clear. I'll elevate my mind state with a substance. But what does that do? It just masks the issue. And I used to mask the issues. I used to put Band-Aids on shit that I could have changed by just changing my story. And that led me down a very negative spiral because I was just self-medicating to numb the pain. And when you feel the pain and you're observing the pain, you feel it. And you understand that, okay, this feeling is not even true. My thoughts in the moment are creating this feeling, and it's bullshit. It is an illusion. It is a story. And the more you understand your whole life is these stories. Your business is a story. Your relationships are a story. Your fitness is a story. Why not create a masterpiece, right? Hold a pen. I'm holding complete just the way I am. I'm not broken. I'm doing far better than I think I am. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm grateful. That's why gratitude is one of the fastest ways to change your story. Every single day, I do a top 5 gratitude list. Like right now, I'm going to the gym, and on my way there, I make a note of 5 things I'm grateful for. And the more that I do it, the easier it gets. It's like a gratitude muscle. So I'm staying in this place of bliss, and at the same time, I'm lowering my barrier for happiness, right? Because the more upset someone is, the more upset they are about the things that they don't have or what's missing or they don't feel enough. Sam Jacob, Stephanie, yes, good to see you. Lee says it best. It is all a story and you hold a pen, right? You're the author of your reality. Why not create a masterpiece out of your life? Do you want to be a tragic victim Woe is me. Everything bad is happening to me. The economy sucks. My relationships suck. My friends don't check up on me. Everything in my life is a problem. Absolutely. No problemo. You want more problems? I'll give you more problems. Here's what else is missing. Here's an area that you're falling flat. So the question is this. Human beings have two major fears. What are those two major fears that humans have? Let's see if you know. First person that gets it gets a prize. What are the two biggest fears of the human experience? Lee says, we force too much. We want it now. Slow down. Trust the process. Exactly. In my living room, I got a big plaque. It says, when you let go, life will just flow. And the more that I understand that I'm not in control, the more peace that I feel. Because life is happening for me at all times, 24/7. And I'm not trying to control anything. The more I try to control shit, the more I get anxious, the more I get upset, the more I suffer. Because my expectation is not met with reality, right? 99% of the things that I imagine never happen. So I learned to be in a place of acceptance and I surrender to life as opposed to, why is this not the way that I want it to? The moment you have expectations, you suffer. Don't expect, accept. So what are the two biggest fears that we experience as humans? Trisha says death. Ian, fear of loss. Pete, failure. Rejection. Yes, okay, we're on the same page. Number one fear is a fear that we are not enough. As humans, we always want more. Less body fat, more money, more love, more sex, more things, a bigger house, a nicer car. We want more because we don't feel enough within. And I was guilty of it myself because growing up, I was very poor. It was 5 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So I experienced very bad poverty as a young boy. And my biggest dream was to become a millionaire. You know what? I want to become a millionaire. I want to live in this big ass mansion, drive a Bentley, because once I become a millionaire, then I'll feel enough. Guess what happened? Yes, I became a millionaire. Yes, I moved into the mansion. Here's the Bentley that I'm driving. And it was phenomenal for the first month. I felt like I was on top of the world. Then it all came crashing down because my connection to being enough came with material items. And that does not last. Then I had to reframe my story and say, you know what? I am not my money. I am not my business. I am not my car, my house, my external objects. I am enough already. If everything was taken away, I am enough and you are enough. So nothing externally, a relationship, a 6-pack, round glutes, none of those things are going to make you feel enough if you don't already feel whole and complete, regardless of that. So the fear of not being enough is a human experience, right? And most entrepreneurs will tell you that they never feel enough because there's always a next level, right? The biggest goal is to become a 6-figure entrepreneur. Once I get 6 figures, man, I'm set. Then you do 6 figures and it's 7 figures. You know what? 7 figures is great, but 8 figures, then I'll be successful. And that's a great question to ask yourself. I know I'm being successful when? How do you know you're being successful? What is your sign of being successful? Is it the money in your bank? Is it the square footage of your house? Is it your car? Is it your relationship? How do you know you are being successful? Success to me is really progress. It's really being better than I was yesterday. That's why I love journaling. My good friend Jen Scalia is on the line and she is the queen of journaling. I could talk about journaling all day long, but what has really helped me gain sanity and also set strong intentions is keeping a journal for close to 13 years. Looking back on my old journals and the things I used to fear and the problems I used to have, I am so grateful how far I've grown. Even a year ago, I was a different man. But having that perspective of progress, I'm seeing it in front of my eyes. Oftentimes, we look at our life and we think it's the same old thing. But if you really have a a sense of gratitude and appreciation for where you are, right? So, as I mentioned, I grew up very poor. We're on welfare. It was 5 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment, struggling financially. And for me to buy my own house, that's like the greatest feeling. I look back in the past and I'm like light years ahead of where I was. I'm so grateful. And when you have nothing, even the littlest thing is the most beautiful thing. So it's always looking backwards of how far you came, and that's how you feel enough. That's how you know you're successful. It's progress. But how do you feel successful? And finish off the sentence. I know I'm being successful when. What is that signpost that lets you know you are being successful? Kevin says, success starts from within. Absolutely. Success is nothing more than a successful present moment. The more you understand that, the more your whole life changes, okay? Your bank account, it will go up, it will go down. Your business, it will progress, it will regress. One day, you'll meet the love of your life. The other day, you'll be heartbroken and single. Death is a great equalizer. Someone close to you is going to die. That is guaranteed. And if you could find success in the present moment, despite the chaos all around you, then you've experienced true bliss. Chaos is guaranteed. Death is guaranteed. Loss, failure, rejection, not feeling enough. But when you maximize this moment, this present moment, as we're watching this right now, you are successful beyond your wildest dreams. Because what makes you unsuccessful is nothing more than your expectations of reality, right? Self-comparison is a thief of joy. And oftentimes we're looking at the outside for success. But success starts from within. This moment. Because who says you got to be making $100,000 a month? Who says you have to be 10% body fat? What scale are you measuring yourself against, right? It's typically other people. And that's why social media is harmful. The more and more that I progress through social media, the more and more I turn my phone off, because social media is not real. It's a bunch of highlight reels, right? Most people are not posting their failures. They're posting their idealized life. They're never showing the behind the scenes. So our sense of success is based on people always making money, living their best life, on a vacation, the most incredible love. I love my family. I love my kids, right? You have this wedding photo, but you don't see the fight that happened 5 minutes before that was taken. Someone saying, my son, he's the best son in the world. He's so obedient. He eats his carrots. He does his homework. Next thing you know, the kid is peeing on the rug. You know, it's like, you don't see that stuff. No one's showing the bad shit. So we're seeing this like highlight reel, but we never see the behind the scenes. But we're always looking at social media from our behind the scenes. We're in our pajamas, hair is all messed up. We're looking at someone else's life and you're like, man, they really got it good. I wish my life was that good. Boom, in that moment you create an expectation and you start to suffer. So, you know what I'm saying? Like most people, their behind the scenes are not that exciting, so you're not going to see that. So you always see the highlights. I got the best job in the world, the best relationship. I love my career. I love my body. I'm confident all the time. I never get upset. I never get depressed. Yeah, absolutely. I got a bridge in Brooklyn I would love to sell you. What else? You know, are you delusional? No, it's reality. Melissa says, I'm always looking sexy. Yes, congrats to you. If you can always match your behind the scenes to the highlight reel, why not? And that's another great thing, because feeling sexy is also a state of mind. It's a story, right? I think the whole self-love movement is very powerful. Loving your body. It was funny because I used to be a bodybuilder. And back in the day, I was working out 6 days a week, eating 6 meals a day. I was 8% body fat. I had probably 30 pounds more muscle than I have right now. But I was so insecure. Even though I looked like a Greek statue, I was looking in the mirror, looking at all my flaws. Man, my triceps are small. My chest sucks. Man, if I get rid of this body fat, then I'll be so much better. Now that I'm older and I'm not as ripped, I'm not as muscular, I'm so much more comfortable with my body. I'm so much more confident, you know? Even though I look like a comic book superhero, I was insecure with taking off my shirt because all I saw were my flaws. I look back at my old photos like, man, if I could look like that right now, I'd be walking around naked all over the place. But my mindset changed. My mindset changed where I accept myself. And I understand that I'm not fat. I'm not skinny. I used to be 60 pounds overweight. And for me to be lean and still see some abs, that's a win. That's a big win for me. So it's really just loving yourself and accepting yourself wholeheartedly, unapologetically, understanding that you are more than enough. And success is nothing more than a successful present moment. So one of the biggest fears is the fear of not being enough. And the second biggest fear is the fear of not being loved. Our whole life is based on love, the foundation of our existence. When we were a little baby, love helped us survive. And as adults, we thrive on love. The love of our partner, the love of our family, love of our friends. And what's really messed up is that we create this expectation of love through social media. Because social media is not real. The more you understand it's not real, the more that affects these inner primal triggers that we have, the more you fear, right? Let's say I'm doing this live. I'm pouring my heart out to you. I'm sharing everything just very unapologetically, being very vulnerable. And someone could leave a comment and say, you suck, AJ. You're fake. In that moment, I could subscribe to that story and get kind of depressed, right? Because all these people are giving me hearts and love and appreciation, but the one negative troll could screw up my whole day. Why does that happen? Because in my primal essence as a human being, I have a fear of not being loved. And once I understand that that's a story and that's bullshit, not everyone's going to love me, and that's totally fine. I just let that go. I let that go. I don't want to be loved by everyone. I don't want to be liked by everyone, right? Because it's all bullshit. If everyone loves you and everyone likes you, then you're not really making anything in life, right? The more haters you have, the more adversity you face from other people, then you're doing a great job because you are yourself. You're polarizing. So you either want to be loved or hated, not be liked. Then you're just vanilla. You want to just put yourself out there, express yourself wholeheartedly. Loved or hated, not liked. And in marketing as well, if you want to grow your business, be in a place where you are free of the fear of rejection, right? 3-word mantra. I'll say it over and over again. 0 fucks given. Be yourself. Be you. Authentic, unapologetic. And if someone doesn't like you, then that's their fault, right? Because you cannot care if others don't like you. Some people struggle to like themselves. And that's trolling 101. The motherfuckers that are on social media, on YouTube, and they're bashing people all day long. Imagine the self-hate that they have, that they're going on other people's pages and talking shit, right? And I get this all the time, right? If people slide on my DMs and they just talk shit, they say stuff that's so negative and I don't even know them. But one thing is true, you cannot take anything personal from someone you don't know personally. So even though I'm sharing myself authentically, in a lot of ways, this is my image, this is my projection, right? So someone could see my projection and hate me. That's totally cool, but we could sit down and chill and have a conversation and they get to know the real me. They know me personally. And if they hate me then that's fine as well. But I'm just being my best. I'm doing myself. So anyways, as you can tell, I could go on and on and on, but I got an appointment, a hot date with the gym that I got to run to. But I just wanted to bring some insight just on yourself, a quick reminder, because you're smart. You already know this, that your whole external world is created from the inside out. And I don't mean this from a woo-woo point of view. It's more along the lines of, if you think positive, you see possibilities, opportunities. Your mind is flooded with creative ideas. If you think negatively, it comes down to this dark cloud that really darkens your existence, okay? And it's so easy to be negative. I can just go negative right now and rant and talk shit, but I'm appreciative of you. We're having a great conversation here. ZFG, hashtag And just I'm sending you lots of love, reminding you of your true essence, that you are more than enough. You are loved. You are appreciated. And I love you and I appreciate you. And if you found this valuable, share it. Hey, it would make my day. If someone else was having a bad day, they're depressed, and they watch this, and they say, you know what? That dude with the sunglasses, with the high energy, he really helped me. You know what? I'm going to change my story and have a better day. It's that one decision, right? Because I could be in this negative spiral, but change my decision in the moment, and my whole perception changes, right? Perception is everything. You're a storytelling being. Make sure you're telling yourself good-ass stories and make your life a masterpiece. Love you.